Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be seeing the world through rose-colored glasses.
Literally.
Literally, as we dive into some fascinating flamingo facts.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, our source today is this fun YouTube video about flamingo facts.
Yeah.
And it's really targeted towards like a general audience.
Right.
So we're going to try to like unpack it a little bit.
Yeah, bring in the science.
Bringing some of the science behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
So just to like pique everyone's interest, did you know that flamingos aren't actually born pink?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that they produce milk?
Yeah.
Wait till you hear how they eat.
It's so weird.
Like what?
It's really cool, though.
All right, so let's dive in here.
Yeah.
I think the first thing that like kind of stood out to me was that there's more than just one type of flamingo.
Right.
Like we always think of like
The pink flamingo.
the pink flamingo.
The classic.
Yeah.
The plastic one you see in the yard.
Yeah, and you're telling me there's actually like 6 different species?
Yes. 6 different species of flamingo.
What? Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah. And they're spread across 4 continents.
Oh, wow.
So they're not just in one place.
Okay, that already changes my whole flamingo worldview.
Yeah, right.
I was picturing them all hanging out like on a tropical island.
Right. Yeah, I guess people think of them as a tropical bird.
Yeah,
But
like Bahamas.
you can find them in the Caribbean, but they're also in other places, too.
Oh, really? Like where else?
So, like, you can find greater flamingos in southern France.
What?
In the lagoons there.
In France? That's not what I was expecting.
I know, it's surprising, right?
Yeah.
And then lesser flamingos are in Africa's Rift Valley.
Okay.
And then Andean flamingos.
Andean. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Andes Mountains.
Yes, in the Andes
Dude,
Mountains.
what's that?
In the salt flats.
They're not all in tropical places.
No, they're not all in tropical
Oh,
places.
what? Okay.
Yeah.
That's blowing my mind.
Yeah, they're more adaptable than people think.
Flamingos in the Andes. That's wild.
Yeah, it is.
So, okay, different species, different locations, all over the world. What else? What other, like, crazy flamingo facts are out there?
Well, their eating habits are pretty crazy.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
because I've seen pictures of them with their heads, like, upside down in the water.
Yes.
So how does that work?
So they're filter feeders,
Mm-hmm.
and they've kind of got this upside down technique.
Okay.
So basically picture this.
Okay.
A flamingo wades into like shallow water,
Okay.
which is often really murky and full of sediment.
Okay.
And then they'll bend their long necks and submerge their heads.
Okay.
So their upper beak is closer to the water surface.
So their head is, like, literally upside down.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm already confused.
I know, it's so strange.
Like how?
It's like flamingo yoga.
But how does that help them eat?
So their beak is curved downwards.
Right.
And it kind of acts like a scoop
Oh,
to
okay.
gather the water in the mud.
Okay, so they're scooping up the muddy water, but how do they actually, like, get the food out?
So their tongue acts as a pump,
Okay.
and it pushes the water through this filtering system in their beak
Okay.
called lamellae.
Lamellae.
Yeah, it's like these comb-like structures.
Oh.
So they trap the tiny organisms like algae and brine shrimp
Okay.
and all that stuff.
So they're basically straining their dinner
Yeah.
from a mouthful of mud.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
I know.
So efficient.
Yeah, it's very efficient.
Okay, so I used to wonder why they were always, like, bobbing their heads in the water.
Right.
Now it makes sense.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got different species. We've got global range. We've got crazy eating habits.
Yes.
What about the pink?
The pink.
Like, where does that come from?
That's a good question.
Everyone thinks of flamingos
Yeah.
as pink.
As pink.
But-
But they're not born pink.
What?
Yeah, so
Where does it come from?
it comes from their diet.
What?
Yeah,
So their diet determines their color.
pretty much.
That's crazy.
I know.
Okay, so tell me more about this.
All right. So those tiny crustaceans and algae that they're filtering,
Yeah.
they contain pigments called carotenoids.
Carotenoids.
Yes, and that's the same pigment that makes carrots orange.
Oh.
So when flamingos eat these organisms,
Yeah.
the carotenoids get absorbed
Okay.
and deposited in their feathers.
So it's like they're slowly dyeing themselves pink from the inside out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I guess that explains why not all flamingos are, like,
Right.
the same shade of pink.
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, so it depends on how many carotenoids
Okay.
are in their diet.
So, like, flamingos that have a diet
Yeah.
that's really rich in carotenoids.
Right, they'll be more vibrantly pink.
If you're going to be super pink.
Yeah, super pink.
And then if they're not eating as many.
Yeah, they might be paler
Okay.
or even whitish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the diet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the color.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Well, we still need to talk about their mating rituals
Oh, yeah.
and their parenting.
Okay, you mentioned that flamingos produce milk earlier.
Right.
And that's not exactly
Yeah, not
like
exactly.
typical bird milk.
It's not like what you think.
Okay, so let's dive into that because I'm really curious now.
Right.
So you mentioned earlier that flamingo mating rituals are pretty elaborate.
Oh, yeah.
What exactly goes down in like the flamingo dating scene?
Okay, well, get ready for some pink-hued romance.
Okay.
Flamingo courtship is quite a sight to behold.
Okay.
It's all about, like, synchronized movements,
Okay.
flashy displays, and proving you've got, like, the best moves in the flock.
So like a feathery pink version of Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm picturing some serious strutting going on.
Yeah, lots of strutting.
So like what do they actually do?
So, male flamingos gather in large groups,
Okay.
and they all try to get the attention of the females
Okay.
with these synchronized moves,
Okay.
like they do head flagging.
Head flagging.
Yeah, that's where they, like, move their heads back and forth, and then they do wing salutes,
Okay.
where they, like, spread their wings out,
Wow.
and then they even do, like, marches.
Marches.
Yeah, where they strut in unison and lift their legs really high.
That's got to be quite the sight.
It's amazing.
So what's the point of all this choreography?
Well, it's a way for the males to show off
Okay.
their health,
Okay.
their vigor, their overall fitness.
So it's like their way of saying, hey, ladies, look at me.
Thanks to
I'm
you,
the
Rat.
best.
I'm the healthiest.
I'm the strongest.
We've got the moves.
Pick me.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, like...
It's all about attracting a mate
Oh.
and showing off those pink feathers.
Okay. And all this synchronized dancing, does that, like,
Yeah.
help their social bonds or anything?
It does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it strengthens their bonds within the flock.
So it's like a big flamingo flash mob.
Pretty much.
Okay. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So once a pair has kind of hit it off,
Right.
what happens next?
And the teamwork continues. Okay.
Into the parenting phase.
Okay, so tell me more about this flamingo milk.
Okay, crop milk.
Crop milk, yeah.
Crop milk.
That's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
So they're feeding their babies something from their digestive tract?
Yeah, basically.
What?
So it's a secretion that's produced
Okay.
in the lining of their crop,
Mm-hmm.
which is a part of their digestive system.
Okay.
And it's packed with nutrients,
Like what kind of nutrients?
like fats,
Okay.
proteins,
Uh-huh.
and antibodies.
Antibodies.
Yeah, to help protect the chicks from disease.
Wow, so it's like a superfood smoothie.
Pretty much.
Uh-huh. And you said both parents produce this?
Yes, both male and female flamingos produce crop milk.
Wow, that's
I
amazing.
know, right?
They're very progressive.
Yeah, they're all about that shared parenting.
So they take turns incubating the egg,
Yes.
and then they both feed the chick.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So the chicks can grow really quickly,
Okay.
and it also strengthens the bond between the parents.
So that probably explains why they live for so long?
It could, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Because you said earlier that,
they could live for decades.
yes, like how long are we talking?
So in the wild, they can live 25 to 35 years.
Wow. Okay, that's a long time.
I know, and in captivity, even longer.
Really? Like how long?
Up to 50 years or more.
50 years. That's like a human lifespan.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's their secret?
Well, it's probably a combination of things.
Okay.
Like their diet,
Okay.
their social bonds,
Uh-huh.
and also their lifestyle.
Okay. So their diet, like,
Yeah.
provides them with nutrients.
Exactly.
Social bonds keep them happy.
Produces stress.
Yeah.
And their lifestyle.
Yeah, their lifestyle keeps them safe.
Because they're in the water.
Right. They're waiting in shallow water.
Not a lot of predators can get them there.
Exactly.
So it's like the flamingo version of a balanced diet,
Yeah.
social connections,
Uh-huh.
and a safe neighborhood.
Pretty much. Yeah.
They've got it all figured out.
Yeah, they do.
They're living the dream.
The flamingo dream. Okay, so we've learned so much about flamingos.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that, like,
Yeah.
we just kind of thought of them as,
The pretty pink birds.
yeah, the pretty pink birds,
Right.
but there's so much more.
There's so much more than that.
They're resilient.
Yeah.
They're adaptable. They've
Yep.
got this crazy milk,
Crop milk.
crop milk.
Yes.
They mate for life. They're like the perfect couple.
The perfect bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty amazing.
It's amazing, right? Like we started this whole thing
Yeah.
thinking flamingos.
Pink birds.
Yeah, like pretty and pink.
Yeah, just a color.
Yeah. But like
And
there's
it-
so much more.
There's so much more than that.
Yeah.
But, okay, with all this talk about
Yes.
synchronized dances and beaks and milk,
Mm-hmm.
why should we care?
That's a good question.
Like, why are flamingos important?
They're an indicator species.
What does that mean?
So that means like their health
Okay.
reflects the health of their environment.
Oh, so if their populations are declining,
Yeah.
it could signal a problem in the ecosystem.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So like pollution or habitat loss.
Right. Exactly.
So protecting flamingos
Yeah.
means protecting the wetlands,
Exactly.
which helps all the other species.
Yes. And even us.
Right.
Yeah.
Because wetlands are important.
They're very important.
Yeah, they filter water, they
Mhm.
prevent flooding, all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Yeah. It's all connected.
And I think there's like a bigger lesson here too. Like
Yeah.
flamingos, they've survived for millions of years
Right.
by adapting,
Yeah.
working together,
Ugh.
taking care of their young.
Yeah.
Maybe we could learn something from them.
Right. Like their resilience,
Yeah.
their adaptability,
Yeah.
their strong social bonds.
It's like,
Yeah. We could all use a little bit of that.
yeah, in this crazy world.
Right.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Mhm.
I want to leave our listeners with like a final thought. So we learned that flamingos get their pink color
Yes.
from what they eat.
Right. Those carotenoids.
But what if their environment changed
Ooh, that's a good question.
and their food source became scarce?
Yeah.
Would they lose their color?
Mm.
Would they have to find something else to eat?
Yeah. Would they have to adapt?
Would they turn a different color?
Ooh. Maybe blue flamingos.
Blue flamingos.
I don't know.
That would be wild.
Right.
Well, I guess we'll just have to
Keep learning.
keep learning.
And keep researching.
Yeah, to find out.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us
Yeah, thanks for listening.
on this deep dive into the world of flamingos.
The wonderful world of flamingos.
Hopefully you learned something new today.
Yeah.
And maybe even want to go out there and
Learn more.
learn more.
Do your own research.
Yeah, flamingos are pretty cool.
They are.
So until next time,
Yes.
keep exploring.
Keep diving deep.
And maybe we'll see some blue flamingos out there.
You never know.